Body bags where horror lies.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 119 here on Body Bags. I am your host, Moodz616, and thank you once again for stopping in on this Sunday, guys. Yeah, it is Sunday. My time to review one. Alrighty, so let's do this. I got one here for midnight release and haven't reviewed one for midnight releasing in a while, so I thought, why the hell not? This is one I knew absolutely nothing about. It's a brand new film from 2015, and like I said, I just went into this one completely blind, didn't know a damn thing, and you never know what you're going to get with Midnight sometimes. It can be good, sometimes it's been bad too, you know, but this year's been really, really strong. They put out a lot of good stuff, like I've said in the past. And yeah, and this one right here is called Lily Grace, A Witch Story. I gotta say, man, the cover art actually did pull me in a little bit. I generally don't like cover arts like this, but I think it's the color scheme. It's just the, you know, kind of white and black, and or black and white, and I don't know. I kind of like it though. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. But get into the synopsis of this one. It basically follows your main character. His name is Ron. He's returned to his childhood house in Louisiana because his father has just passed away. Now, Ron had left, you know, his childhood house with his mom when he was about 5 years old, and he never heard from his father ever again. His father never made any attempts to ever contact him. And he passed away, and fortunately enough, or unfortunately enough for Ron, he left everything to him in his will. So now, like I said, he's returned to Louisiana to collect his inheritance, and, you know, he's at this house, and he's just kind of going through everything, and he's just really kind of confused that, you know, with all his success in life, his father never once ever tried to reach out to him and things like that. So he starts kind of like looking through the house, playing some old records and just kind of reminiscing and things like that. And he finds some letters that were never sent to him. They were written to him from his father, but never, you know, actually sent to him. And he starts kind of going through there, and he sees some weird names like Lily Grace. He's talking all this weird kind of madness and stuff. Anyways, he goes to bed that night, and basically what happens is he kind of has this like, almost like a supernatural entity kind of wake him up in the night and start doing all this weird type of shit. So he's like really intrigued. He's like, what the hell is that about? And he just kind of assumes maybe, you know, that maybe this, whatever this entity was that woke him up had something to do with his father's untimely death. So he starts to dig in, you know, go through the stuff a little further. He starts reading through the letters. He starts coming across like weird pictures and like weird drawings and all this type of other weird things that could be connected to this potential witch named Lily Grace and his father's death. Now, while he's doing this, some dude randomly shows up at his house claiming that Ron had taken his pink purse. And, you know, one thing leads to another. I won't go into all that. One thing leads to another. Anyways, they end up teaming up and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with, you know, his purse and, you know, this whole witch story and things like that. Meanwhile, this character named Jake, who showed up at Ron's house, is being pursued by a gang of people too. So you got that kind of going on. And you got your film right there. Now, my thoughts on this one. I have to say right off the bat, man, I watched this movie once and I end up having to watch it again because I was really tired the first time I was watching, and I thought I was missing some things. But I have to say right off the start, the story in this movie is not spoon-fed. It is very kind of all over the place, a little jumbled, and things aren't really explained to the fullest, and it's kind of ambiguous at times. You know, this is a really kind of strange film. It's yeah, like I said, it's not spoon-fed at all. You kind of have to take it for what it is and what it isn't. It's really strange. It's not poorly done at all. I thought the cinematography in the film was decent. Not, you know, overly the best. I did like the location they shot in. I wish I had seen some more swamps and things like that, you know, to kind of represent Louisiana a little more and things like that. But, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of in this shot in the secluded area, and it's got a lot of woods and things that are going on and stuff. But a lot of it's actually shot during the day, which is kind of odd, which brings me to, you know, to the tone of the film, which is really strange also. You know, the actual original score to the film is really cool. It's got some kind of creepy piano music and things like that. But the soundtrack, you know, it's got like this kind of southern rock, kind of jazz type feel to it at times. And I find it just kind of throws the whole film in for a whack in certain parts and stuff because, you know, the story isn't very strong, and, you know, you have these two characters and this Jake guy who's played by this southern kind of idiot character, and I think his acting is pretty good in the film, but, you know, you got this music and these things happening, but the story's not really developing enough. You're kind of going, I don't really know what the tone or what this thing is supposed to be about at the present moment when you're watching the film. It's like really, really strange. It's so strange. And then when other things start happening, they start figuring out a little more, and then in steps these guys that are looking for Jake and this purse that are all happening. The storyline's really kind of jumbled. And I will say the ending of the film is very kind of almost ambiguous in a way too. It may or not be, may or not, may or may not be. Who knows? It depends on how you really kind of take it, I guess. But I don't know, man. The first time I watched this, I was really kind of low on my rating. The second time, it kind of went up a little bit. I have to say, overall, getting back to the acting, not too bad. By the lead, Ron, I think he did a pretty good job. I think some of the voiceovers are actually some of the weakest stuff. It just felt like he was completely just reading his lines. I don't know, it was weird. This Jake character, he plays a southern kind of dropout, kind of, petty criminal type deal. I actually liked his acting, except for when he got excited. When he got mad in the film, that's when I felt his acting kind of falter a little bit. But overall, acting pretty good. It's a low-budget film, shot on definitely a very, very, tight budget and stuff like that. But the weird thing is, the third act is just so strange in this film. It's so strange, oddly kind of put together, and the way it flows into that part, I feel like this film just suffers from, just the way the film flows is not great. It's not great. It definitely has issues with the flow of the film. It's kind of slow at times, and I feel like it's just progressing nowhere. Like the story's not strong enough, which is kind of a shame. I think there is a really good film in here. I think it was just kind of presented to us in an awkward way, if that makes any sense. But so it definitely does have some pretty interesting pacing issues in the film. When I mean interesting, it's one of these films you kind of have to see for yourself. It's kind of weird, but overall, it's okay, man. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. If I had to rate this movie, I'm probably going to come in about a 5.5 out of 10. It's definitely one that I would recommend that you check out for yourself and see what you can come up with, for yourself. Like I said, it's a little ambiguous, and at times it was kind of like I just wanted more backstory. I just wanted more story. I just wanted a lot more things to happen, and I felt like I wasn't getting it. So, but not the worst thing in the world. Lily Grace, A Witch Story. Definitely give it a shot, man. It's okay. It's okay at best. So, anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for week 119 here on Body Bags. Check you guys next week. Peace out.